Well, Black and White Network, we are only a few months away from the presidential election. And there's no doubt about it, guys. President Trump needs to win. Now, he is actually the betting favorite to actually win the White House. Kamala Harris is tanking. She's tanking. She's trying to run a Joe Biden 2020 campaign on steroids. Doesn't want to do any interviews. Doesn't want to speak to the media. Apparently, there's going to be one debate in a few days on Tuesday. I'm still not convinced that it actually happened because Kamala Harris is still whining and complaining about the rules. Okay? Now, the establishment Republicans. Folks, Donald Trump has reformed the Republican Party into the America First Party. And guess what? The establishment Republicans hate it. They hate it, man. Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney. Now, you guys know Liz Cheney has already endorsed Kamala Harris. Liz Cheney is voting for Kamala Harris not because of her policies. She doesn't care about that. Liz Cheney just hates Trump. This is what Trump derangement does. Liz Cheney is perfectly okay with you suffering under the Harris-Biden administration. She hates Trump so much, she wants you to suffer. Now, her father, Dick Cheney, vice president under George W. Bush, he has now come out and joined Liz Cheney in endorsing the most radical left-wing ticket we've ever seen in Comrade Kamala and Tampon Tim. I wish someone would actually ask Dick Cheney, how does he actually feel about Kamala Harris's communist policies, like price fixing, price setting? What about Tampon Tim? Does Dick Cheney actually agree with tampons in the boys' restrooms? Folks, he is so Trump deranged. He may actually be worse than Liz Cheney. Just maybe. He may be worse than Liz Cheney, folks. Because now he has come out and endorsed Kamala Harris. Not because he agrees with her policies. Like I said, man, he's perfectly okay with you suffering. I mean, has Dick Cheney been paying attention to the last 4 years? America is in trouble, but he doesn't care. Stop Trump. He is severely Trump deranged. Now, we also will be talking about Alan Dershowitz. Now, he has been a Democrat his whole life. I believe he's 86 years old, but always since, man, especially the last few years, that he has grown super frustrated with the Democrats. Weaponization of government, the rise of anti-Semitism in that party. Yeah, we'll get to his video too, folks, because let me spoil it for you. He's done. He's not a Democrat anymore. But anyway, let's get into it. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. Check the links in the description. So here we go. Right here. Architect of War, Dick Cheney endorses Kamala for president. Folks, this is what TDS does to your brain. I mean, Dick Cheney has now completely sold himself out. This is crazy. Look here, guys. It says Dick Cheney, former Republican vice president under George Bush, has endorsed Kamala Harris for president. His daughter, who has also made her career in the Republican Party, endorsed Harris as well. Liz Cheney made the announcement for her father at the Texas Tribune Festival on Friday in Austin. When Cheney left office after the Bush era, his approval rating was at 13%. Wow. Few political figures in history have been so reviled. The Atlantic wrote in 2011. Folks, I remember I was in the Navy in 2003 when we invaded Iraq, because apparently they had weapons of mass destruction. And we know that Dick Cheney was on board with invading Iraq. But newsflash, guys, there was no weapons of mass destruction. That was a lie. And Dick Cheney was a big-time architect of that lie. President Trump, when he actually ran for president in 2016, he called out that lie. And I'm pretty sure Dick Cheney did not like that whatsoever. I mean, the Republican Party now definitely has been transformed under the MAGA movement to be anti-war. Dick Cheney doesn't like that. Liz Cheney doesn't like that. They want your money to go to these countries. Why? Because this is what the deep state is, man. They love the war, man. They love funding every war. They love being involved in every single war and wasting your money. But look here, quote, Dick Cheney will be voting for Kamala Harris. She said per the New York Post, talking about Liz Cheney. If you think about the moment we're in and you think about how serious this moment is, my dad believes, and he said publicly, there has never been an individual in our country who is as grave a threat to democracy as Donald Trump is. Other words, guys, Donald Trump is a threat to the deep state. He is a threat to the Democratic Party. And of course, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, they must protect the Democrats now. Yeah, even though Dick Cheney, nobody liked him. Nobody. I mean, he's a useful idiot now, just like Liz Cheney, for the Democrats. Now, President George W. Bush, I just saw this. He came out and he said, I'm not endorsing anyone. So maybe he'll actually write in some Republican, maybe not. I don't know. But for the most part, George W. Bush has actually really kind of stayed out of politics ever since he left the White House. I don't believe he's been to an RNC since he left the White House, to tell you the truth. But man, this is what Dick Cheney put out here. Says here, quote, in our nation's 248-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election under lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He can never be trusted with power again. As citizens, we each have a duty to put country above partisanship to defend our Constitution. That is why I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris. But thing is, man, the Democrats don't believe in the Constitution, man. Like I said, he is a useful idiot for the Democrats, man. He's okay with that. He is okay with your suffering under the left for the past 4 years. He's perfectly okay with inflation, perfectly okay with gas prices. He doesn't care. He just wants to stop Trump. Because when Liz Cheney got on that January 6th committee, that sham committee, she lost a seat. Eric Hageman, Trump endorsed, wiped her out in the primaries. And Liz Cheney has been super salty ever since then. I remember Dick Cheney put up that video, man, to persuade the voters in Wyoming to vote for his daughter. Didn't work. Not even close. It was like a 30-point landslide for Eric Hageman. But we also now have a Democrat, now I can actually say former Democrat, in Alan Dershowitz. I've seen him on Newsmats. He's done with the Democratic Party. I mean, he's a Jewish man, and he has seen these anti-Semites, and he was actually talking about what actually happened at the DNC, where they brought in all these anti-Semites to the DNC, and he's done. So listen to this.
There were no fine people. at the debate, at the standing outside of the convention center and screaming, Hamas will win, screaming, we are all Hamas, screaming, there was nothing wrong with October 7th. What's wrong with October 7th? Somebody said. No, there aren't fine people, and they don't make fine points. And so I was disgusted at the Democratic National Convention, absolutely disgusted.
We're speaking with Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Avi Dershowitz. So are you ready to leave the Democratic Party?
Democratic Party. I am no longer a Democrat. I am an independent. I'll decide who to vote for at the last minute based on totality of the circumstances. I want to see how they deal with Iran. I want to see how they deal if Iran attacks the United States. I want to encourage the current administration to support Israel. So I'm not revealing my vote until, maybe November 1st. Great to hear all the information, all the evidence, but I am no longer a member of the Democratic Party.
When did you resign the Democratic Party?
Well, gradually over time. I think a lot of things pushed me in that direction. Kamala Harris's failure to comply with her constitutional obligation to preside over the Senate and the House joint sessions for Netanyahu pushed me a lot over that. And what Joe Biden said pushed me over that. But I think the thing that really pushed me is how the Democrats conducted their convention. I cannot be associated with a party that features as its speakers AOC, Sharpton, Liz Warren, and Bernie Sanders. That's not my party.
Thank you for watching. If you
Yeah, so you heard that right there, guys. You heard that right there. One so-called Republican who is really a Democrat now, and Dick Cheney, and Alan Dershowitz has always been a true liberal, okay? A constitutionalist first, at that. He has defended President Trump on actually trying to challenge the 2020 election because he's a constitutionalist, man. That's what he is. And he's seen how radically left the Democratic Party has been. Now, I saw this writing on the wall for a while now, guys. At least the past 3 years. I figured that Alan Dershowitz was going to flip and lead the Democratic Party. Now, he said he's going to reveal his who he's voting for probably like on November 1st. Clearly, he ain't voting Kamala Harris. I'm thinking he's going to support Trump. I really, really do. Because he's seen how radically leftist the Democratic Party has been. Like I said, man, he's a constitutionalist. These Democrats don't believe in the Constitution. He's definitely not a fan of Kamala Harris. Now, he did vote for Beijing Biden in 2020. I'm pretty sure he regrets that. I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, these Democrats, man, duped him. This ain't the party of JFK anymore, okay? The JFK Democrats are gone. Gone. Even RFK left the Democratic Party, and he's endorsed Trump. Yeah, he's right about that. But Dick Cheney, oh no, Dick Cheney. I have severe TDS, therefore I must vote for a communist, even though I'm supposed to be a conservative. Astonishing, right? Makes absolutely no sense. Doesn't make any sense, man. But Dick Cheney wants to go out there and do that. Nobody respects him anyway. Nobody does. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.